Hey, I'm Devin.
And I'm Mary Kate.
And we're picking up pieces.
A channel all about board game pieces.
And how to pick them up. And today, we're going to be talking about our collection. We're going to go through all the games in our collection and give quick fire takes on them and to show you guys where we're at in the hobby. I think we're relatively new in the hobby. We've been in it for probably about like a year now. We've always loved board games, liked board games, but you know, there's a jump from liking board games and getting some every now and then started collecting board games and playing as many different types as you can based off of mechanics or based off of artwork or whatever really catches your eye. Because whenever you're collecting a board game, it's not just for playing, I feel like. At least this is how I am. A large portion of it is, I would say way over 80%, but there is a portion of it where I just like, oh, I like looking at the game, having it on my shelf. And maybe that's just a thing I do to justify all the purchases that I make and also any games that I, don't get to play that I ultimately buy and I won't play them for like a year over. So that's kind of why I wanted to do it. And
also, I really kind of like this idea because it gives us a video to look back on in the future to see where we were in this moment at the beginning of our channel. So we can compare and see what our growth is, what games we still really like, what games maybe we've changed our opinion of, and just kind of like a benchmark to look back on.
Yeah, and so if you see any games we don't have and you guys absolutely love, let us know down in the comments just to suggest games to us, because I'm sure I haven't heard of every single game that's ever been made before, and I definitely don't own all those games. I think we have probably somewhere around, what do you think, 60 to 70 games right now?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so not like an absurd amount, definitely way more than the average human being. So some people would probably look at me and say I have a problem, and I'll look at them and say, no, you're the one with the problem. You don't have any board games to play. Like if you had board games to play, I wouldn't have to be worrying about maybe buying a bag just to carry board games to your house. So
real conversations.
real conversations. So let's go ahead and start it off, and I'll be grabbing board games from this side, bringing it over here to Mary Kate's side, and then we'll also be going at the very end a Shelf of Shame, where actually I was pleasantly surprised that it was 8 games. Thank you, math teacher.
we left a couple games.
Oh, Bob, boy. What have we done? We're completely trapped in here. So I'm probably not going to actually show you those games.
But we love those games.
That's why they're on over there. And we forgot about them. So we have 2 games over there. And those will be the 2 that we start to list off.
And they will have their pictures right here.
Thanks. I'm the one that has to edit. So I will be adding pictures. First off, we have Mind Management. And then also we have Ark Nova. And so Mind Management, hidden movement game, we just got it. Like, we were driving down to see Mary Kate's side of the family, my in-laws, for Christmas. And whenever we were on the way, there's some Barnes & Nobles. I was like, oh yeah, let's go ahead and stop by Barnes & Nobles and just see what they might have. All the games was 50% off.
50% off the
Praise
day after
be.
Christmas. It was amazing.
It was so good. And so I was already looking to get Mind Management, and I saw they had it there. So I got it for like $30. And I was like, this is amazing. Played it, and it so much like exceeded my expectations.
We've played it so many times with so many different people at this point. It's quite fun.
And then Ark Nova, we've actually had that for a while. It's one of the, I would say, first games I got after getting into the hobby. It's either our heaviest game or second heaviest game we own. And like, we love it. Mary actually didn't like it when I first started.
Yeah, the first couple times we played it, I don't know, something about it didn't click. I was like, I'm getting these animals, I'm building my zoo, but it just wasn't connecting. And we set it kind of aside for a little bit, probably a month or so. Yeah. And then we pulled it back out and played, and I was like, I love this. This is so fun. Yeah. So it's kind of cool to see kind of that progression. We have a couple of games in here that definitely me or you have felt the same way about.
Yeah. Yeah, and so Ark Nova, solitaire game where you're just kind of doing your own thing and the other person's doing their own thing and you get points at the end. Really more to it, a lot more to it than that, but we're not going to go that up in depth. So I'm going to start up over here. We got Wingspan, which Wingspan actually, we got for free. An older couple had this game, and they're like, we got this for a Christmas present, and we don't know how to play this. All we know how to play is solitaire. Actual solitaire. And so they're like, hey.
Scrabble.
In Scrabble, yes, they love Scrabble. And they're like, hey, you can have Wingspan. And so we actually got this probably, again, close to the beginning of us getting into the hobby. And so this is like one of our first like 10 games we actually like owned.
I love this game. It's so fun. It's beautiful. It's a nice little engine builder with your tableau. I love it.
Yeah, really good. So Wingspan.
Cute birds.
Oh, wow. Okay, so now we have Tokaido. Tokaido, we got on our honeymoon. Funny story. I'll let May-Kate tell it.
So some good friends of ours, they had gotten Tokaido on their honeymoon, and they had told us the story about how they got it and they played it and they really enjoyed this game. And so while we were on our honeymoon, we were like, oh, we are gonna go to this board game store and find Tokaido. And well, they didn't have it there. And we drove back to where we were staying, and we were kind of a little bummed about it. And then, lo and behold, we look in the car, and there's a bag, and inside of it was Tokaido.
Yeah.
Our friends Miles and Savannah had snuck it in our car before we left as a present.
Yeah. So good thing they didn't have it, because we would have bought a board game at a board game store that we would not be nowhere near. So our honeymoon is Gatlinburg, and we currently live in Louisville, Kentucky. So it's not that too bad of a place. But anyway, that's beside the point. The point is that we got on our honeymoon. So.
And so this is a sentimental game for us.
Yeah. Search for Planet X, which is a deduction game that we don't own many deduction games, actually, right? We're starting to get a few deduction games out there. But this plays a lot like Sudoku, which is a blast. Like, I've always loved Sudoku. So if you like Sudoku, this is for you.
Like logic puzzles.
Yeah. If you don't like it, then you will not like this game. But I would highly recommend it. So
it's quite fun. You can also play it solo.
Yeah.
Which you've done.
One time, it was the first time I ever tried to play a solo game. It went awful. So I'm not going to hold it against Search for Planet X. That probably was just my experience. Go ahead, talk a little bit about
this. This is Cosmic Encounter. Basically, you are a particular type of alien, and so is everyone else, and you're trying to battle each other on the most planets in the galaxy.
Yeah, 3 to 5 player game, play with a big group of people, a lot of negotiation. It's a good bit of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun to try to convince your friends, well, we have to go attack Devin because he has the most ships on his planet. Or Devin will be like, I actually don't have any ships. And we're like, but you can destroy all our ships to where we can't get them back, so you have to be wiped off the face of the earth. Yeah. It's quite fun. It is a little broken, though. There are definitely some players that are way stronger than others.
Everdell, Nerds Day, which is a huge sale in America online from Game Nerds. If you don't know that website, use it. It's great.
Not a sponsor.
Oh, not a sponsor. And so we bought Everdell Day. I'm all about looking for sales. Like, some people who are board game hobbyists, they're like, oh, I'm just going to get whatever game I want to get. I like getting games that are on sale.
All about those deals.
I'm all about the deals. More deals mean more board games, and more board games mean less problems. So, so that's Everdell.
It's really a beautiful tableau builder.
Yeah. Tiny Towns.
This game frustrates me. I like it. It's quite fun, but it always makes me a bit aggravated because all of my plans don't come to fruition.
And this is one of the first games that actually made Kate looked into and wanted to get herself.
Yeah. I was like, this game sounds fun. You put the little squares on your player mat. You build buildings, puzzly. Really interested in getting it. I get it. I like it, but I make too many plans, then I can't make them happen, and then I get aggravated.
Yeah.
So I can't play it too many times in a row. It's a good game.
7 Wonders. This is one of the games. We have a couple games that we've played before, but we haven't actually played our own copy. This is one of them.
Yeah.
And we've actually owned this way before we even got into the hobby. I don't know why we have never really played this game. I think it's because it's not the duel, 7 Wonders duel, which we don't have. And we're mainly two people playing board games. So.
All right. We have Ticket to Ride Europe. We played Ticket to Ride a long time ago and enjoyed it. And then a family member just gave us this for Christmas this year. We have played it once, but to be honest, It's not that great of a 2-player game. It was really easy for us to meet all of our objectives and everything.
Yeah.
So we'd be interested to play this with more players.
Yeah, like the routes we got just in that one game, it completely just did not intersect, so we just kind of did our own thing. So, Food Chain Magnate. So this might be the most monumental game, this or Tokaido, meaningful game for us, because this is the game that got me deep into the hobby. So I did play, again, always loved board games, played board games a ton, but Food Chain Magnate was the first game where I did research, looked up, wanted to see a game that I could discover myself and to fall in love. So I actually have a friend, his name's Nate, and so I got him kind of into the hobby on accident. At least that's my story. I don't know if that's his story. So I kind of got him, reignited his love for board games, and then he went deep, like head first into the hobby and just fell in love with it. And like he had no games, and then over the course of like 3 months, he had
so many games. Way more games than us.
Way more games than us. And so like he was introducing us to games, and I'm like was judging him hardcore. I was like, calm down, guy, okay, they're just games. And then
Devin was like, anytime he'd find a board game, he'd be like, Nate, I found this board game. And then they would be like, yeah, I already have that game.
Yeah.
And Devin was like, I don't want a game. This is my game.
Yeah, yeah.
And that would be Food Chain Magnate.
And so that was Food Chain Magnate. And like, so I love this game. This and Ark Nova are our two heaviest games. We don't have any other game that touches these two in weight-wise.
That we've played.
Yeah.
We might in our shelf of shame.
Machikoro, which was on our top 5 introductory list.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a great game to show to people. It's one of our first games we've owned. And, I mean, it's a lot of fun. Yeah,
it's really fun to play. I like playing it when we go to my parents' house with them and my sisters.
Betrayal on the House of the Hill. We played this both, I think, separately, not together. Yeah. This is one of the games where we haven't played our own copy.
I think the last time I played this was in college.
Yeah, same. But we bought it, again, saw it on sale, and I was like, I remember it being a blast, and it could be an easy game to play with non-board gamers. So, Betrayal.
Yep.
My City, got this on that Barnes & Noble trip during Christmas. We're like already more than halfway through the campaign or the legacy. Been a blast. I was not expecting it to be this fun.
I love polyomino tile placement games. They're really fun. I like the puzzly kind of aspect of it. I generally seem to like them more than you.
Yeah.
But I'm a bit mixed on my feelings about legacy games in general, which dampers my feeling about My City a little bit.
Especially competitive legacy games. I think you like legacy games or campaign games if they're more cooperative.
That's true. I like cooperative campaign games. The competitive ones, I don't like to be confronted with how many times I lose.
Overboss is fun. We've only played it one time. And it kind of reminded us of Cascadia, where you're putting down a tile and then you happen to put a
thing on top of it.
A thing on top of it. Like Cascadia, you have animals. This one, you have like monsters. And whenever you're building up your dungeon, between the two, I think I prefer Cascadia more. Right now I do know I prefer it more.
Did we play this incorrectly though?
We might have played it also incorrectly our first time. So definitely the verdict's still out on it, but as of right now, I'm definitely leaning towards Cascadia. Arkham Horror, the card game, we played it like twice, and then Mary Kate's like, I don't want to dump money into this game. Not based off of the game itself, just because it was like, this is another game we're going to get into, and then we can just like dump a ton of money. So
especially at the time when we bought this, we were going through and getting lots and lots of unmatched. And so thinking about another game where I'd want to buy lots of different parts of it was a little bit much.
Small World, go for it.
Small World is a game that was actually one of the first games that we got that we played a lot. This at one point in time was your favorite game. Yeah.
We got this after, well, not after, on our honeymoon as well. It's right there grouped with Tokaido, so this means a lot to us.
Yeah. We would never play this 2-player anymore.
Yeah.
We have way better 2-player games, but it's still fun at 3 or 4.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, and 5. I like that it has different size maps.
Yeah. Quacks, which we talked about this on our top 5 game. May Kate does not care for it.
I don't care for it. The Bag Builder, nah.
Which, it's funny because the first game that May Kate is getting on a Kickstarter is
Wonderland's War.
Which is Quacks.
That bad. The Bag Builder.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm hoping that all the other stuff really makes me like it better than I like Quest.
Oh gosh. Oh, big boy. Okay. Obsession. The theme really like stood out to us, and so we wanted to get it. We really like this game. I like this game more than Mary Kate.
Yeah.
I love games with themes that kind of just like out there. Games that you won't normally see a theme to, and this is this. And the Make It, Dan Halligan. He's a great guy. I mean, I had like one interaction with him just talking about like shipping and stuff like that, and he like helped me out on it, and it was. He's great.
Yeah, we also have the upstairs and downstairs expansion for this as well.
Yeah. So.
Oh, that's heavy.
Gloomhaven, Jaws of Lion, which we also have regular Gloomhaven. I just didn't want to carry that out here. So both of the Gloomhavens.
Yeah. I love Gloomhaven.
Yeah.
I like Gloomhaven, the regular one, I think a little better than I like Jaws of the Lion. But the ease of getting this one out is very nice.
I have a really hard problem with campaign games because you guys got to commit to and you got to meet up with regularly. And for me, if you're not doing it once a week, I kind of get lost of the storyline. And if I'm getting lost in the storyline, I can't get into it. And if I can't get into it, then I don't care about it as much. But I know I might be more minority.
Yeah.
But I think I'm discovering that I'm more of like a year game player.
Yes. Splendor. I love this game.
Yeah. You want to talk about it at all?
Sure. You buy cards with gems. We talked about it in our introductory game video.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah. This was one of the earlier games that we have. We haven't played it in a little bit, but I'm always down to play this game.
Yeah.
We also have the expansion box for this with the other expansions, and they add a nice twist.
And we've actually played the expansions for that, where like board gamers know you get expansions and you're not playing that expansion.
We have played most of the expansions for that. It comes with like 3 or 4 in the box.
Speaking of expansions, we still don't have the Viticulture expansion Tuscany, and I know they just came out with the Viticulture World, and we don't have any of them. And I know it's supposed to improve the game a ton, and we love Viticulture, and we still haven't even played it with Tuscany, so we need to do that. But every single time, you gotta decide where your money's gonna go.
Yep, this is a fun Euro game about wine making.
Yeah. Raiders of the North Sea. It's a great worker placement game. I thought we had a lot of worker placement games, but I'm starting to discover we don't have as much as I thought we did. But between, like, if it's worker placement, I like Viticulture more than Raiders. And also I like the artwork more. So a lot of times whenever I'm going for a worker placement game, I'm choosing Viticulture over Raiders. So
speaking of expansions we don't play, we have the one of the Raiders expansions.
Yeah, like all of something. Feeling the rest. Yeah. Cascadia, we kind of already talked about it, so we won't say much more. I like Cascadia. It's fun, but I do prefer some other tile placement games over it. I
like how it has variety in how you score points depending on what game you're playing, since the point scoring mechanisms change.
Yeah. Azul's been fun.
You don't love Azul.
I don't love Azul as much as other people do, but I do like it. Like, if someone wanted to play it, I'd be down to play it for sure. It's just not like, it doesn't pop out to me and like grab me. I mean, it's not very thematic. Again, I like Euro games a ton, but for some reason, I guess the game mechanisms just doesn't like speak to me. So, but I do like it, so don't come at me.
It's like, don't come for me.
Speaking of games we don't like all that much, Marvel United.
You can come for us on this one.
yeah. I bought it and I was like, oh man, there's so much to buy. And I might like it a lot. We played it like twice, and it just did not.
I feel like, honestly, maybe we're missing something.
Yeah.
Because when playing it, I don't see it. Like, I don't see where the hype is.
Yeah, for sure. So that's
maybe we'll give it another go.
Horrified is, I think, a really good cooperative game. Really fun. Definitely enjoy it. And cooperative games isn't my favorite genre either. So, yeah.
It is it's fun for spooky time, October.
Hamlet. We just played this for the first time yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, it just came in.
Yeah.
Very recently.
Yeah, like a week or two ago. It's the first Kickstarter we've ever backed. So definitely we enjoyed it. But we definitely have to play it more to actually give you our thoughts on it.
Yeah, because we only have played it once so far.
Yeah.
So it'll definitely take a couple more times, because we don't have a pick up and deliver game other than this one. So it's definitely something to get a bit used to.
For sure. So that's Hamlet. Then we have Dixit.
Yeah, so it's kind of a I think it's a fun kind of subjective game. It's a bit like of a more advanced kind of apples to apples type game.
Yeah.
With pictures.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, it's definitely fun. Definitely love to play this with like younger people or just people who aren't really into the hobby. This would be another good intro game to just have fun with. So,
I enjoy playing this game.
Yeah. Welcome to the Moon, which is our only roll and write currently that we own.
This is so fun. I love this game.
Yeah. So it's between this and My City for the first like legacy games. Like this isn't, I don't think actually like a legacy game. I had some campaigns that goes along with the story.
We've been doing this campaign and we haven't unlocked anything, and it's a bit sad.
Cards, and we're already like we only have like 2 missions left, and we haven't unlocked anything, and there's like a whole deck of cards to unlock, and we haven't got any of it. But regardless of that, we really do like Welcome to the Moon. We really like.
We've played this game a lot of times.
Yeah, a lot. So definitely recommend that.
We've done mission 1 with so many different people as well.
Go Nuts for Donuts is a nice little fun party game. Definitely
you buy donuts, pick which ones you want. Make sure other people don't want your donuts. You don't get any points.
Yeah, like if you pick a donut that's out in the market and another person picks that donut, it cancels out and no one gets that donut. So it's definitely a fun little party game. We play it with our families. So
yeah.
Another game that we play with our families that we just got for Christmas from our family is Throw Burrito. It's fun. It's fun whenever like you're doing a duel, and in that moment like someone's gonna get hit and someone's not gonna get hit. Okay.
And Devin has decided that he will never be the one to get hit.
Yes. So you back up and you turn, and all I do is duck, and the person's chucking it, not thinking anything. I stand up, and the person just has fear in their eyes as I approach them, galloping towards them.
Galloping?
Not really galloping. I'm trying to think. Stalking them. That's the word. And just like staring them out with dead eyes, and they know in that moment they effed up. And they can't do anything about it. And I just jump up in the air and pelt them with the burrito. So it's a fun little game.
Next time you gotta gallop though. Now that you've established this.
I say less. So we have Settlers of Catan.
This is my game for
yeah.
From way back when. This is actually the first game I ever asked for anybody. I played it at a friend's house, was like, this is so fun.
Way back in high school, right?
Yeah, way back in high school, like my 10th or 11th grade year.
Yeah. So that was like...
Got it. But then all my siblings are younger than me, so I didn't end up playing it all that much at home.
Yeah, that was before me, because we met in college. So, Exploding Kittens, this is... Speaking of college, this is Mary Kate's college game.
This is my college game.
Yeah.
Me and my roommates and my friends, we'd get together and play Exploding Kittens all the time. This deck looks so terrible and worn out now. But I love it because it reminds me.
Let me see.
You're going to pull it out. It has so many expansions in it too, and you can tell which cards are the expansion cards and which ones aren't because the expansion ones look
can you
not
see,
as terrible.
Like how worn the edges are? All the cards are like that. If you can't see that, just pretend just see the most worn edges in your mind, and you know that's what makes
this is actually the game that convinced Devin to buy card sleeves for different games because he looked at this one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. I don't want my favorite game to look like that.
Yeah, like we've sleeved, I think, all of Unmatched.
Except for the one we just
The
bought.
new one, the Houdini and the Genie. And so, yeah. So, Magnificent, which is a really fun game. We've only played it once. We were trying to really cut down on our Shelf of Shame, so we only got a lot of one-played games. But this is really fun. We want to play this more. It's our only dice placement game currently.
Yeah, it looks really scary when you set it out on the board.
Yeah,
it takes up like our whole table, and the art's really kind of spooky. But I like it.
Yeah,
it's fun. You're magicians. You're doing tricks for people. It's a good time.
Lost Ruins of Arnok is a deck builder. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of it before. Deck builder, worker placement game. Really fun. I think the theme is very approachable, but it's also a game whenever you have it set up,
huge.
It looks way more complicated than what it actually is.
It's quite fun though.
Yeah. Orleans or Orleans. I mean, I think you're supposed to pronounce it Orleans, but I'm going to pronounce it Orleans because
we're Americans.
Well, I like the way it sounds better. Again, don't come at me in the comments. I'll do what I do, and you do what you gotta do, all right? Don't judge me for that. All right, it's a fun, nice...
It's a bag builder, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bag builder.
Yeah.
I've heard this...
I like this bag builder better than Quacks.
Yeah, and so that's why Mary Kate thought maybe Wonderland's War. It was like, oh, maybe it's going to be more like this. We'll see. I'm definitely super excited for Wonderland's War. I'm sure I'm going to love it. I'm pretty confident about that. But We'll see about Mini Kate. This is another game that I think an expansion. I've heard that it improves the gameplay a lot.
We're talking about a game we don't have a lot for our video of talking about the games we do have.
What game?
Wonderlands War.
Oh, yeah. Summoner Wars, we just played this the other day. We've played this quite a few times. This is really fun. My friend Nate, he showed me this game. The first time he showed it to me, I was like, what? and then we kept on playing. We played a couple more times, and I ended up loving it. We have this, and we have like one expansion for it, like the Phoenix Elves, or I guess decks, factions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is quite fun.
Yeah. Honey Buzz. This is the first game we got that was Deluxified. So go for it.
This game is so pretty.
Yeah.
You're just like little bees who have decided to sell their honey instead of getting it stolen. And so you have little worker placement with your little beeples that you set around to do things. You build out your hive so you can make particular amounts of honey to fill orders or just sell them on their own. It's really fun. It's really pretty.
Yeah. And it has such a unique theme, like, again, like Obsession. Like, I love games like that, and so this stuck out to me. I'm all about it. I mean, it can be, as out there as possible or, more feminine. I don't care. If it has a really unique theme, I'm on it. Say less.
This game is so pretty.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at this game, too, I must say.
Yeah. Just one, which we don't have many party games. We have a few, not many. We just got this, and so this is a nice changing up the type of games we have. Definitely is pretty fun. This is a very fun game.
Especially, I like that it's not a competitive party game.
Yeah.
Undaunted Normandy. I didn't think I was going to like this very much because the theme does not appeal to me.
Make-It doesn't care for war themes at all. I really like war themes. And so this is a nice little, I guess, not introduction to war themes, but it just plays differently because it's mainly a deck builder. What? A deck builder where you're just skirmishing. And Make-It loves skirmish games.
Yeah.
But as long as it's a skirmish game, that's not actually war theme for Make-It.
But I actually really enjoy playing this game, which speaks to how good the game is since I like it despite its theme.
Yeah. We have Point Salad, which is in Shrink, and I think it's the only game we own in Shrink.
No, it's not.
It's not the only game we own in Shrink. But
we have played this game. We've just not played our copy.
Yeah. So, fun game. Fort. So again, a game with like a really fun theme, and so this stuck out to me. I was like, oh yes, let's get this. We played it. We were not impressed with it.
We played it again.
We played it again. So we've given this multiple shots.
Again.
Yeah.
And then we've decided we will try it again with more players and see if we like it more with a 3 or 4 player experience, because the 2-player experience was not really our cup of tea.
And I think mechanically this game does make more sense at a higher player count. But again, I do know people enjoy it with 2 players, like Jamie and Jeff from Frosty the Meeple. They love this game, and so like more power to them. Definitely don't want to disparage anybody's
rain on their parade.
Anybody's game. It's just not necessarily our cup of tea, but I do want to play it at more players. I think it might shine more there, and I might enjoy it more. Yeah. So yeah, for it.
Space.
Yep. Land versus Sea. This is a fun little tile placement game. I thought, I was like, oh, tile placement game that's just connecting pitches together. It's going to be a lot like Carcassonne, but it feels so much different. Like the different shaped pieces that you have to put together, and then also the different, I guess, how it scores feels very much so more like...
It's way more mean.
Way more mean. I think that the thing that makes it more mean is the fact that whenever you pick up a tile, it's directly going to affect the other person's tile. Where Carcassonne, it does affect people, and I said that in the intro game, like the top 5 intro games. And
you can have a lot of player interaction with Carcassonne, trying to like edge in on people's cities, but that's not really as damaging to them. It means that you also get the points. Where with Land versus Sea, someone can be about to close in their lake or their section of water, about to get a whole bunch of points, and you can just ruin that with the placement of 1 tile.
So, but it's really fun. I definitely recommend Land vs. Sea. I didn't think it was going to be that different, but it is. So, recommend it for sure.
These over there.
Put them over here. Okay, right now in space?
Yep.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and we got Radlands. Radlands is only a 2-player game. A really fun, like, lane battler.
It's really fun.
Yeah, it's great. I'm really good at this game.
He is very good at this game.
So
I don't generally pick it out.
I don't think I've lost this game since the very first or second game I played it.
Yeah. And I can sometimes occasionally be a sore loser.
Yeah. If it sounds like I'm being cocky, it's because I am.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Not without reason on that one.
I'm sorry. Arboretum, this is a game that Mike absolutely destroyed me at whenever we first were learning this game. Like, we put it down, and I didn't pick it back up for like a few months, and then it was like, oh, this is really good. Like, this is an excellent game. For the price point, it is so good. I definitely recommend it.
It is a very crunchy, nice card game. Yeah, it's really fun.
Here's The Crew, a trick-taking game. It's a fun cooperative game. It's one of my most enjoyed cooperative games, and I love trick-taking. So, recommend it for sure.
Speaking of trick-taking, we also have a competitive 2-player trick-taking game with the Fox in the Forest. This one is also really fun.
Yeah, if you just want a 2-player game, go for this. If not, go for The Crew. So, and then we have Scout. I watched Shut Up and Sit Down video, and it was hilarious. It automatically made me love it and wanted it, and I'm so happy we have it. It's such a good game to play with family members who aren't necessarily into games.
Especially ones who are really familiar with playing card games.
Yeah.
But who maybe aren't familiar with games that aren't played with a standard deck.
Yeah, I got my dad to play this, and my dad absolutely refuses to play any type of game at all. But I was able to get him... Well, I got him to play a game without him knowing, but he really enjoyed this game. Even if he won't tell me he does, I know he does. So, that's Scout. And then we got Sushi Go, not Party Edition. The first time we heard about Sushi Go, our friends had it, and then we were like, oh, let's buy it. And we bought it without looking up anything about it, without knowing there was a party edition out there. So this is a fun game. We haven't played it in a while, though.
Yeah.
But it's another nice little, I would say, party game.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We've got Lost Cities. It's a nice 2-player game.
This is a game.
Hand management.
Mary-Kate beats me relentlessly. I
am very good at this game.
I cannot win at
this game. He was talking about being good at Rodlands, and I can't win. I'm very good at this.
Yeah, that game is really hard. It's kind of like the Arboretum whenever I first didn't get it. It's because, whenever you have your cards, you put it down a card, and then it's going to directly benefit the other person, and they can pick it up. And so trying to weigh that is, something that just completely went over my head.
Yeah, because you have to keep track of what numbers you've played, what numbers you still have, what numbers your opponent has played, what could still be out there. There's a lot to consider.
Unmatched, great. I mean, we own all of them.
We own, including Deadpool, Bruce Lee, Buffy, all the Jurassic Parks. We went on a search.
Yeah,
to get all of them.
We buy a certain amount of board games every month, or we try to, and we spent just 3 months just buying Unmatched just to get them. So great.
We've sleeved all of Unmatched except for that one that we just had.
We really love Unmatched, so definitely.
It's a fantastic 2-player game. We also like it with teams of 4.
Yeah, not a sponsor either, but love Restoration Games. I mean, they're just. I think they do a lot of good stuff. I like the business model.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Unmatched, definitely love it.
We have a story about Restoration Games, so we might have to tell you sometime later on the channel.
Yeah. So Kabuto Sumo. This is our only dexterity game. I really want Korkanol. Haven't played it at all. I'm absolutely convinced I'm going to love it. And I looked it up. I was like, oh, Tracy Boards. I saw that sponsored from Quackalope, another board game channel. I mean, if you're watching this, you know that. I mean, our channel's 2 people. No. And so, Kabuto Sumo, it's a pretty fun game. I'm trying to think. I don't really have much thoughts on it. It's just a decent little fun game.
Yeah, and you're just trying to push the other person's add pieces to a board to try to push the opponent's piece off.
Yeah. Watergate. We played this 3 times in one night, one sitting. It's pretty fun.
Last week.
It's a very unique game. We don't own anything else like this. It's a tug of war game. So it's really fun. I definitely wouldn't mind playing this again sometime soon. So yeah, Watergate.
It's a good game. New York Zoo. I love this game. I love this game a lot. It is adorable. It has lots of cute little different shaped animeeples. And the penguin has a cute white tummy on the little black meeple. I love it. It's a polyomino game where you put out little pieces and your whole goal is to fill your zoo.
Yeah.
I love this game. I enjoy the puzzly aspect of it. I like polyomino games where you're trying to fill in an area.
Yeah.
That is a mechanic that I really enjoy.
Yeah. So, New York Zoo. Is that all of our games outside of this Shelf of Shame?
Yes, it is.
All right, so let's get to our Shelf of Shame. It shouldn't be too long because there's only like
8 more games.
8 more games, okay.
Innovation.
We want to play it. I don't know much about it. I know Frosted the Meeple recommended it, and also I heard it on Board Game Barrage, a podcast.
I got this for you for Christmas.
Yes, so I definitely do want to play this game. We just haven't got to it yet.
We recently bought some Dice Throne. We have this box, and we have another Season 1 box.
Yeah, we have Barbarian and Moon something. What was it? Moon
Elf?
Moon Elf, yeah. So yeah, we have a local Barnes and Noble, and they're like moving right across the street, but they got selling everything on half off just because they don't want to carry all the inventory. Instead, the Barnes and Noble is going to go ahead and restock the new one. And so I saw this day, and I was like, okay, well, it's pretty much buy 2 get 1 free, so I'll try it. I'll get it for sure.
All right, we got Targi.
Yeah, I just heard this was a great 2-player game. I absolutely know nothing about it.
Yeah,
but
we've not played it. We've had it for a while.
Yeah,
we opened it all up, but we've not played it.
This might be our oldest Shelf of Shame game. But we definitely do want to play it. London.
We've got London.
Yeah, by Martin Wallace, our only Martin Wallace game. But it's definitely a game, again, thematically, and the artwork style, it really appeals to me. And so I got it, and I know it's a little bit harder to find, I think. At least I had a hard time finding it. So I was like, oh, well, I see it right here. I'm just going to buy it real quick because I want to play it, and I, of course, don't know anybody who owns it. So I was like, at some point, we'll end up playing it.
Yeah.
So, London.
We've got Innis.
Innis. We just haven't played this because... again, like, we don't have, it's me and Mary Kate. We don't really have a board game group who's on this level.
And we know that for the most part, this plays better with at least 3 or 4 people.
Yeah. Not saying it can't be played with 2 people and it won't be fun with 2 people, but I want to try it first with multiple people.
Yeah. So that's kind of why we had that one here.
Yeah. So it's Innis.
We've gotten Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition.
Yeah, we've played Terraforming Mars, but I did not have a good experience with it, but that's because it was like 1 o'clock at night, and I was playing with my friend who is really into board games, Nate, and I had no idea how to play it. I was really tired, and it should not have been a time where I was trying to learn it. But I do want to try, and even though this is different, I do want to try this a lot, and I think I'll like it.
All right.
Vidoku. Yeah, we bought this.
This is our other game in Shrink.
Yes. Bought this, definitely want to play it. It's just a little intimidating because of how massive it is. I've heard it's not that difficult, but it's just like the Magnificent or something else. Oh, what was it? Lost Ruins of Arnak, where it's way bigger than it probably needs to be. Yeah. And so it's a little intimidating, a lot of setup, and so that's the only reason why we haven't gotten to that yet.
All right. So. And we have one more. Give me a second. This one's a bit tricky.
Yeah. The last one we have is Nemesis. And obviously, that's a massive box. Just got this. This is the most recent Shelf of Shame game we got. We just got it like 2 weeks ago. And obviously, again, we don't have a big group of people, but I saw it on sale for like $80.
And Devin loves some deals.
I love them deals. And so I definitely wanted Nemesis. And this has been a real game of mine. I really wanted it for a long time. And so I was like, I'll buy it with hopefully the intention of playing it at some point in the future with other people. Obviously. So, Nemesis. So.
And that is it. Those are all the games we have.
Yeah. So thanks for watching, guys. We just want to let you know that we value every single one of you. And if we had the chance, we'd love to play board games with all of you.
If you listen to us talk about games, maybe a game that we really liked, and you have some suggestions of, oh, if you like this, you would really love this other game, feel free to put that in the comment below.
Yeah. So thanks, guys. See you later. Bye.
Bye.